I remember, it makes me think, one of the things that you said there makes me think of a conversation I listened to Firas Zahabi, so you know who that is. And
yeah.
People who don't know, Firas Zahabi he was George St. Pierre's coach, and he coaches a number of MMA athletes out of TriStar in Montreal. But he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about how they were talking about workout intensity. And Firas Zahabi was saying he never, ever wants his athletes to work out until they're sore. And yes. Joe was like, get out of here. What are you talking about? And Firas Zahabi, he is a philosophy major and he is a thinker, right? And he said, no,
right.
never want them to be sore. And Joe asked him to explain. He said, simple. The people who work out until they're sore, as you said, they're sore. The next day they're sore. They're like, oh my God, I can't go so hard. I don't want to work out. They skip workouts here and there. So the people who are working out submaximal, if you plot over time, work on the left-hand side of the graph, time over the right, over the x-axis, and you plot the amount of work that people who are submaximal, but all the time, you plot the amount of work that they do over a period of a year versus the people who are killing it, said the people who work out all the time submaximally do way more work, right? And so
they do, yeah.
If you're looking at the body and its ability to adapt to specific applied demands, the body will adapt more to the people who are doing more work, right? And
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you can kill yourself. Go ahead, knock yourself out. But if the main goal is to make ourselves, as you say, be ever ready, right? And be able to turn on at an instant and respond to anything, you want the person who has done the most work, right? And you want the body that has been exposed to the maximal amount of whatever type of demand it is that you're applying to it. So yes, the submaximal, and this is something that I've had to learn as I get older. And it's just like, at the facility that I own, with one of our philosophies is, to leave your ego at the door. I've had to learn to do that because it's like, shit, I wanted to be the guy. Okay, when I'm training, I want to put the most weight on the bar. I want to squat the heaviest. I want to be doing the most of everything. And I want everybody to know that I'm that guy, right? But as I've gotten older, I've had to go, okay, like, what am I trying to hurt myself? Like, what am I trying to do? Like, why I'm strong enough, whatever. Just, I want, really, what I want to be able to do is, I'm 51 now. When I'm 81, I want to be able to still work out. I want to be able to do pull-ups. I want to be able to do squat. That's what I want, right? So what's going to get me there is, and it sure as hell is not me trying to deadlift 600 pounds. Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be that. So
absolutely.
Doing that.
Yeah. And just doubling back to that Firas Zahabi interview with Joe Rogan, that was the only other person I had heard speak so well of the topic, of course, was Pavel Tsatsouline. Mm-hmm. And he also had, I think, on a similar, either Tim Ferriss or Joe Rogan podcast. Pavel was big in my training philosophies in the early 2000s, when I really started going into the kettlebell and more of those modalities of training. Yeah, he was also into submaximal and greasing the groove, which was doing many submaximal sets rather than a few all-out sets, and keeping those sets, if not necessarily like doing one pull-up every time. You put a pull-up bar in your kitchen or in your hallway, and every time you walk under that bar, you do one pull-up. Mm-hmm. And over the course of the day, you've done 35 to 40 pull-ups. Yeah. And yet you've recovered adequately. Your nervous system isn't getting fried. And yeah, it's just those philosophies I'm big on now. So yeah.
I like that quite a bit.